Incredibly calling him to tell him, it's gonna be okay, just pull over, because I didn't know what was going on, but I couldn't get him to respond.
Tonight, those closest to the man who died after a shooting and chase in St. Helens are telling us more about who he was. It is 10 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Gianola. Tonight, an unexpected turn to this story. We were the first to confirm and report the suspect in this case is a man named Michael Veatch. Sound familiar? Well, investigators had looked at his possible connection to the murder of Cowlitz County Sheriff's Deputy Justin DeRozier back in April. They wanted to know if Veatch tipped off the shooter. But yesterday's deadly encounter started at a gas station in St. Helens, where witnesses say Veatch threatened an employee with a gun, then say he fired shots in a neighborhood as he fled in his truck. The police chase ended just north of St. Helens, where he fled on foot. Investigators say St. Helens police used force that resulted in his death. Jennifer Dowling talked to Veatch's girlfriend and his brother tonight, Matthew Veatch, and is live with what they're saying about his mental state at the time. Jennifer?
Good evening. Michael Veatch went to Kalama High School. That's where we are live tonight. And I talked to Matthew, his younger brother. He tells me they were very close. I talked to both Matthew and Michael's girlfriend, Savannah, tonight. They tell me this death was senseless, and they wonder if his mental state wasn't impacted due to his link to the Jason DeRozier case, the Deputy DeRozier death earlier this spring. Now, we talked to Savannah Eastman, his girlfriend, earlier tonight. She says that he called her early Wednesday morning and left a worrisome text message that sounded very out of character, telling her he was lost and cold and needed help. She immediately called his brother Matthew Veatch. The two went out looking for him separately. Matthew eventually got in touch with him by phone. He says that Michael told him that he was lost as well. He also told Michael to find a gas station or a landmark where he could pick him up and help him. Well, Michael stopped at the Chevron station, and he told Matthew where he was. Shortly after that, Matthew says he pulled in and he saw Michael driving by with his truck and police in pursuit. He followed that police chase and got out of his truck after hearing gunshots on Highway 30. He ran to Michael, who he said looked as if he'd been hit by an SUV.
When I seen the ambulance drive away not long after and all the lights were off, I knew he was dead.
They did not immediately perform CPR on him, tried to resuscitate him. They cuffed him. They maybe did about 15 chest compressions, did not do mouth-to-mouth or anything like that. I believe they failed in any CPR attempts they're going for. Not failed as in didn't resuscitate him, but failed as in actually trying.
And police haven't confirmed how Michael was killed, only that deadly force was used. Both Matthew and Savannah Eastman tell me that they believe drinking was a factor in this incident, but they also believe that the case again with Deputy DeRozier has impacted his mental health. He was actually helping Brian Butts repair a motorhome right before DeRozier was shot. Michael was not on the scene when that shooting happened, and he was not charged in the case, but it still took its toll. Michael's brother Matthew, however, does face charges for leading Butts to an old barn to stay and hide in after the shooting. And Matthew is again going to be in court later this month. Now, we did talk to Matthew extensively about how Michael was feeling, and Savannah as well. And we will hear more from them coming up tonight at 11 on KOIN 6 News. Also on KOIN.com, that will post later on. We'll bring you more on this story. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, still a lot of unanswered questions here. We broke the story online. You can always get your latest on our website, KOIN.com, and on our KOIN 6 News app.